you're a car guy or car gal, in America, the Ford Focus RS has always been the forbidden fruit. And that's because this ultimate hot hatch has been a European-only model, but here we have not one, but two of them. But sometimes forbidden fruit can be sweet or it can be sour. The question is, which is it? Well, there's only one way to find out, and that is to give it to our race car driver, Paul, to set a lap time and find out if this Focus RS is as good as people say it is. And that is coming up right now on this episode of Hot or Not. Well guys, there you have it. Perhaps the best EcoBoost Ford has ever stuffed under the hood. It's a 2.3 liter four cylinder that puts out 350 horsepower and 350 pound-foot of torque. And in this case, of course, for the first time, it's made it to a all-wheel drive system through a 6-speed manual gearbox, the way that God intended cars to be shifted.
All right, we're gonna do 0 to 60. You got launch control engaged. See how it does in the Ford Focus RS. Alright, that was pretty cool. That launch control actually really works on this car. 5.2 seconds to 60, and it did a really nice launch. Pretty good.
Now we've got real performance tires on this car, Pilot Super Sports. They're the same tires that have been on many of the cars that we've tested, and they're really good sticky tires. But what makes this car especially interesting is a mechanical rear differential that's torque vectoring. There are two kinds of torque vectoring. There are electronic torque vectoring system, which basically brake the inside wheel when it's going around a corner, and otherwise slowing down the car. Or there's a mechanical system, which this has, which sends power to the outside wheels, not braking the car, but actually making it go around the corner faster. And that is some pretty cool technology.
All right, we're gonna do the track lap in the Focus RS. Again, been waiting a long time for this one. We'll see how she does. Love the launch mode in this car. It is fantastic. Whoa, nice grip. A little bit of porpoising there. Touching the limiter in second. Nice turn in, good response. A little bit too much understeer.
Think you went slower or faster than the Golf R?
Way faster.
You did.
And I'd say close to M2.
Yeah, wasn't that close to M2.
That's not so bad. It's a second off, so it's not.
Yeah, 104.55, which is 2 seconds faster than Golf R.
Yeah.
And a second off the M2 for a car that's, what, $15,000 less.
Yeah, it's impressive, Roman. This thing is really good. really good. First of all, amazing launch.
Yeah.
Then very good grip. Balance is pretty good, like a 7 out of 10. It's got a bit too much understeer. Nice brake feel. Engine response. Boom, the thing's on boost all the time. So you get really good shots out of the corners. So very competent car around a track.
How's the gear shift?
Perfect.
Really?
No issues with any of it.
Wow.
Yeah, brake pedal's good. Steering's nice, very direct. Seat's fantastic, so you've got good support. So again, as a driver's car, it's got all the boxes checked, and it's rare you see a car like that. I still say M2, best car I've driven this year. This car very close second, you know, lap time notwithstanding.
All right, well, you got 104.55, so take it around one more time. See if you can get it just a little bit faster.
Let's see what she does.
All right, good. Check it out, guys. It's what makes this car sound so raspy, so burbly, so cool. It's a butterfly valve, and it's on the driver's side. And basically, when you put it in track mode, this little valve in there opens up, giving you that extra rasp that you want to hear when a car is at full boil.
Let's try one more lap in the Focus RS. See if we can shave some time off here. electric differential doing its thing. Nice little drift through there. I like that a lot. That was awesome. Oh, I like this car a lot. Oh, this lap's gonna be faster. M2, we're coming for your time. This is gonna be a much quicker lap. And that was a really solid lap. I really kind of dialed in the balance of the car there. It felt really, really good.
Wow, Paul.
It was faster.
It was faster. That's pretty amazing.
I knew it would be.
So you went a half a second faster, and within a half a second of the BMW M2, you were 104.09.
Cool.
That's incredible, man.
Cool. Like I said, amazing little car.
Yeah.
Really good.
$15,000 more, and you're a half a second within what is arguably one of the best cars of the year.
And what's cool is they're both on Pilot Super Sports. They're both turbocharged. So there's a lot of things there. There's no real unfair advantage gained from either car being at altitude or a tire advantage. Right. That's flat out fast for this car, like you're saying, for 15 grand less. And of course, drive it in the snow, drive it anytime. It's a hatchback, throw a bunch of junk in it. Very practical as a daily driver, but boy, does it rip around the track and feel like a real driver's car is supposed to feel while doing it. So hats off to Ford for putting in the effort on this car.
So you're an Evo guy.
Yeah.
How does this compare?
It's really interesting. It's definitely more refined. The Evo is a more raw driving experience, and I think that's because it's simply a car that's more analog than this car is. But for being a car that has a pretty fancy torque vectoring all-wheel drive setup, it does it all pretty seamlessly and still gives you the right reaction. So while you don't have the feel, the car does what it's supposed to do. So you kind of almost can ignore that the feel isn't there a little bit, compared to the older school, more analog cars. And that's kind of the way the new cars are going. They try and replicate everything so well that you don't notice, you don't feel like you used to. So, but compared to the Evo, yeah, it's just a much more refined experience. Same with an STI. Still has more understeer than I would like.
Yeah.
But it's not bad. You can work with it, and the car again just blazingly fast.
I was talking to the owner, and he said he's going to put about another 80 horsepower into it. Does it need it, or is it perfectly balanced at 350?
Every car needs it.
I told him every race car driver always will say more power is better.
Unless it can spin its tires in its top gear, it doesn't have enough horsepower.
Okay, that's a good way to look at it. Thanks, Paul.
Yep.
Here's some trivia you may not know about Paul. He's actually born in Britain.
Yes, that's true.
So
don't sound like it, but I am.
You know about these cars.
I do, and I've been lucky enough that I get to drive stuff when I go over to England or Europe and things like that. So yeah, but of course this one is also the first all-wheel drive Focus RS, and that's what piqued my interest in this car.
And you came within a half a second of the M2, and you obliterated the Golf R time. So is it as good as people say it is?
It's, whenever you hear of a vehicle like this, it was so hyped when it came out, and it was through development and all that kind of stuff. And to finally get my hands on it, I was kind of worried. It fulfilled every promise that was ever made about this car. It's every bit as good as anyone's ever said it is.
So I gotta ask, is it hot or not?
I feel like a broken record because we've had a string of great cars. It's scalding hot, this thing. For the money, it's crazy good. See, be careful.
There you go, guys. As always, this is Roman and Paul saying thanks for watching, and check out TFLcar.com for more news, views, and of course, more Hot or Not reviews. See you next time. Ciao. Are you guys interested in taking a crack at a TFL leaderboard time around the TFL test track? Well, just visit IMI Motorsports, where you can rent an hour of track time and see if you can beat Paul or even myself around TFL's test track. And if you guys have a car, especially an exotic hot new car like a Lamborghini, Ferrari, or even a Maserati that we can test, just email us at info@tflcar.com and we'll see if we can set a track record with your car. On this edition of Hot or Not, we have a very special episode because we have a very special guest star. And I'm not talking about Paul, I'm talking about this. The brand spanking new Porsche Cayman GT4. And this Porsche has the possibility of setting a track record, and that is coming up right now. So buried midships is the Carrera S engine. It's a 3.8 liter boxer that puts out 385 horsepower and 310 pound-foot of torque.